What's up, guys? Happy Tuesday. I'm gonna go ahead and apologize right now for not having shoes on. I got paint on my shoes, so just FYI, that's why I don't have my shoes on right now. But I want to get into our warm-up for today. We're gonna start you guys off with a little bit of mobility first. What we're gonna start off with is just a basic seated forward fold. Keep in mind as we do these, guys, I want you to be super passive as we perform these stretches. So we're just gonna come down to the ground. You're gonna basically just extend your legs out in front of you like so, and then you're just gonna reach passively, right? So if I'm here, I'm just gonna kind of like try to think about keeping my chest tall, really hinging at my hip, feeling some tension in my hamstrings. Just gonna kind of lean into that nice and passively for a minute, okay? After that, you guys are gonna get into 30 seconds of couch stretch. That will be on each side. We've done the couch a couple times, but I wanna actually show just a variation of that. If we don't have access to a wall or something we can prop our leg against, which is highly unlikely, you guys can perform just a stretch right here. We're just gonna open up our knees, bring our feet together, and we're just gonna reach back. It's called saddle. You guys can reach back as far as you need to. For me, this is about a good stretch right here, but again, it's gonna be a minute for that if we're doing it that way. But nice and passive as we do the same thing. Don't dive too deep into that too quickly. But last thing we're gonna do, guys, is you're gonna get into 1 minute of prayer stretch, okay? So with that prayer stretch, you can have your odd object set up, your dumbbell, a box, whatever it may be. You guys can actually prop your elbows on that odd object. So we'll just be, again, kneeling down. We can grab our dumbbell. You're gonna wanna kind of just set your knees right underneath your hips there. Elbows go onto the dumbbell, hands together, and then you're just gonna kind of sit into it like so, thinking about opening up that chest. If you struggle with that, guys, you can always just extend your arms out and perform this. You'll feel it less in your tricep. I'm not a big fan of this, but if you have really tight shoulders, this is typically a better variation. So you can just put your hands there, prop your face down to the floor, and you're just gonna camp out in this position right here for 1 minute, okay? Again, the whole objective there is to get that upper body nice and stretched out, your upper back, your shoulders, all that good stuff there. But once we're done with our mobility portion there, you're gonna jump into 2 to 3 rounds. Ultimately, guys, we're just looking for like 10 minutes, something around that time frame. If that means 2 sets, fantastic. If it means 3, cool, right? So again, 2 to 3 sets, you can kind of just move through it for that 10-minute time frame. And if you get done with all 3, awesome. But you guys are gonna start off with that. You guys have, gosh. Oh, there we go. Sorry, I'm reading it in front of me right now. You guys are gonna start off with 4 inchworms. So our inchworms, guys, kind of do these diagonally here. Feet are starting underneath the hips. We're gonna touch our toes. We're gonna walk our hands all the way up into a plank. Now it's just an inchworm, so from this position right here, we're gonna walk our feet all the way up to those hands, just kind of tiptoeing our way up to that position. But 4 reps of that. Always make sure, guys, as we step up, tiptoe. It should be small stutter steps, okay? One thing I commonly see with that movement is we try to jam too fast through it because it's tough, and we just kind of step too far. So again, we did a ton of double unders yesterday. We're running today, so again, we want to make sure that we're taking care of those calves and Achilles. After we get done with the inchworm, though, you guys are going to go into 30 seconds of hollow rocks. Our hollow rocks, option 1, if we're doing these just standard, your feet will hover about 6 to 8 inches off the ground. Your arms will be extended at about the same height, and then from there we're just going to rock back and forth. And the objective there is to not let those heels touch the floor. So being here, we're just going to rock up in that position, okay? Now again, we're just going to kind of cruise through that for 30 seconds. Now if we struggle with that, we can always put the arms out in front. It makes it a little bit easier. You might have to drive your feet up a little bit higher. Or we can also do what are called tuck-ups, and you can just bring those feet up, and you can just go from a hollow position here, stay tight, and we're just going to rock back and up. Okay, so again, this makes it a little bit easier because we're shortening up that body a little bit, and just allowing ourselves to rock back and forth a little bit more freely, okay? But after we get done with those hollow rocks, you guys are then going to do 10 bent over rows. You can do that with your dumbbell, your kettlebell, your odd object, whatever that may be, but you're just going to make sure we hinge at those hips. So we're seated back in our heels, rooting through our heels, and as we drive up, we're going to drive our elbows back into our hips, and that dumbbell or kettlebell should be kind of hitting like right around that belly button. Okay, biggest thing we want to avoid there is just driving the dumbbell or kettlebell straight up. We want to make sure we use those lats to pull the dumbbell or whatever that object may be into the body. Okay, so it's going to be 10 bent over rows. Once we're done with those bent over rows, you're then going to do 10 pass-throughs. Pass-throughs, guys, you can do this with anything. If you have a PVC pipe at home, rad, use that. If not, you guys can use your jump rope. You can use a belt if you have one handy. Actually, my jump rope's right here. So with your jump rope, guys, you can literally just grab your jump rope nice and wide, and then from there, just rotate back and through. Okay, you guys get the idea there. We're not trying to do anything too crazy. We're just trying to get those shoulders nice and opened up. But again, guys, we're gonna go through that for 2 to 3 sets. Like I said, right around that 10-minute mark, that's what we're looking for. Okay, so that's gonna be the warm-up for today. All right. So workout today, guys, we have a 20-minute AMRAP for you. We have 2 different options on how to approach the workout. Option 1 being the equipment option. Option 2 being the limited or no equipment option. So option 1, guys, with the barbell, we're doing a 20-minute AMRAP, starting off with a 400-meter run, then coming in for a little barbell complex. We got 20 deadlifts at 95 pounds for men, 65 pounds for ladies, followed up by 15 overhead squats with the same weight, and then going into 10 hang snatches. That could be power, that could be squat, either way at 95 or 65 pounds. Keep in mind, guys, if we're going for time or for more rounds, I would highly recommend the power snatch. If we want to practice some squat snatch, though, feel free to throw it in there. But again, that's going to be for the equipment option. After that, we have the limited or no equipment option, which again is a 20-minute AMRAP, starting off with a 400-meter run. From here is where it changes a little bit. We go 20 goblet squat with the kettlebell, the dumbbell, the sandbag, whatever you have handy. Once we're done with the 20 reps, we're then going to go into 15 hang snatches. That's going to be single arm unless we only have an odd object. If we only have an odd object, you're just going to do 15 reps. But if we have a dumbbell or a kettlebell, we're just going to do 8 on one arm, 7 on the other. Okay, so you guys can go 8 on your right, 7 on your left. You guys can alternate. However you want to do it is entirely fine, guys. I'll let you guys kind of play around with how you want to do that. But again, that's going to be with the dumbbell there. After that, we're really going to go into 10 thrusters. That's going to either be, again, either a single arm thruster with the dumbbell or kettlebell, or two-handed with our odd object. Okay, so barbell stuff I'm not really going to dive too deep into, guys, but with our limited no equipment option, the goblet squats, we've been doing plenty of these. We should all be pretty well versed in them by now. You guys are just going to bring your dumbbell or kettlebell into a goblet position. Feet are just outside of the shoulders. Just making sure that as we squat, we're keeping that chest nice and tall all the way through that rep. Okay. Again, we've touched on those quite a bit. I'm not too worried about that. After that, though, guys, with our snatches, they're hangs, so you're going to kind of like treat it almost like a kettlebell swing, right? So you're going to bring your dumbbell or kettlebell just into that center position. From here, we're going to drive it in, reach up, and then press up. Okay? So you guys can alternate. You guys can do a bunch on your left and a bunch on your right. Either way doesn't matter. With the hang snatch, though, we just want to think about explosively using those hips and then finishing with the arms. Okay? After that, we have our thrusters. That'll be single arm with the dumbbell or kettlebell. So same concept. We're just going to bring that dumbbell or kettlebell into a front rack position, so rested on the shoulder. Squat down, drive up, and press that dumbbell up and overhead. Okay, so for that, I would like you guys to do 5 on your left, 5 on your right. With our odd object, guys, goblet squat will be the exact same. We hold the odd object in front of us, we squat down. For our thrusters, we're going to do a front rack position. So we're going to hold that odd object in front of us, like so. Squat down, press up. Okay, so that's going to be for the thruster. For your hang snatch, you're just going to bring it here, just like we did with the dumbbell or kettlebell. Reach up and press. Okay, so again, going through that, just moving through it at a good aggressive pace. Okay. Okay, guys, so we finished the workout. Now we have a little finisher for you. If you have a barbell at home, there's some squats for you there. There's every minute on the minute for 10 minutes. You guys are going to do 1 front squat plus 3 back squats. However, if we don't have a barbell handy, you guys are still going to get some squat work in, okay? We have 5 sets for you. You're going to do 8 to 10 reps of goblet squats. The kicker is they are tempo goblet squats. We've done something like this over the past couple weeks. You guys are going to do 8 to 10 reps, but the thing is you're going to drop down, and in that time, you're going to spend 5 seconds ascending in your squat. From there, you're going to hold for 3 seconds at the bottom of your squat. You're going to drive up and then immediately go back down again. So there's no pause at the top at all. So the way that's going to look, guys, is you're going to have your kettlebell, dumbbell, whatever that is, set up. Again, we're going to squat down, and I'm going to count to 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holding for 1, 2, 3. Driving up, driving back down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, holding for 1, 2, 3, driving up, so on and so forth. Again, the big things there is we want to make sure that we hold to our tempo, right? That full 5 seconds down, that full 3-second hold, and then making sure that at the top, we do not rest. Okay? Do not rest at the top. It will ruin what we're trying to do for you here. We're trying to keep you under constant tension for the entirety of that 8 to 10 reps. If you think about that, guys, that's basically 9 seconds every repetition. So we're looking at almost a minute or just over a minute, just over a minute of having that dumbbell or that kettlebell in front of you as we squat down and drive up. Okay, so again, that's going to be the finisher for today. Hope you guys enjoy this. Really good for the joints, just for recovery, building some strength with some very light objects. So again, really good little finisher there. Have some fun, get after it. We'll see you tomorrow.